Y'all, as a fan of Villains Are Destined to Die, I feel like I was slacking on the recent manga news, and so today I am making sure I fix that as saying it first. Hello friends, happy Monday, so very excited that you're here. We're gonna go ahead and jump right in because, as I shared, Villains Are Destined to Die. Y'all know that I love this. This is in my top 3 recommendations I would give to any person, but especially Manuel. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. It's so good. And do you know, I think it's been about, 2 to 3 weeks now. I was doing something, I don't know, I went on Amazon and there, and lo and behold, is volume 7, the pre-order of Villains Are Destined to Die, coming out February 18th, 2 days before my birthday. And I'm just like, why did I not share this news sooner? Y'all had to know, everybody has to know, we are getting, finally, Volume 7 in English, in print. It's coming. It's going to be the perfect birthday gift for me. I'm so very excited. And I knew for today, I was like, I'm going to be talking about that news first because I should have already done and said it and told everybody that it is up for pre-order if you want to go ahead and pre-order it too. And not just that, I am scrolling on Twitter as I usually often do. And what do I come across? That pre-order dates are available for Daily Report About My Witch Senpai Volume 4. And when should this one come out? February 4th as well. I'm telling you, February is just stacked for manga releases. It is ridiculous, but I'm so excited. The cover of this manga is so adorable. I have loved this series so incredibly much. Very thankful that we are getting the continuation of this manga in English. That wasn't just in Japan that got it, but we got it as well. This is one of the most reread series I have in my collection, and so I was stoked to share about this. I know it's not an official source link in the sense it's not from a publisher or anything. It's from a website, or from a account on Twitter/X that I follow, where they just share the latest cover reveals, pre-order dates, and all of those really cool things, and release dates as well. It's a great account that I would highly recommend following if you like staying in the know of when everything is coming out, especially, again, not the day of that's releasing, and just sort of being first in the know of when new information is coming out when it comes to things being up officially on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and other book retailers, which is why I was so excited to see the official cover for Daily Report About My Witch Senpai and just know that it is officially coming. Now, this isn't anything you're going to find on any book retailer website, honestly, and that is Spice and Wolf, the Anniversary Collector's Edition for the 10th anniversary of Spice and Wolf as a whole. Now, I've never read this, but this was just too cool not to share. It looks amazing. I believe it has all of the light novels in this book, I believe. But the thing is, you can only get this on Yen Press's website. You won't find it anywhere else. And unfortunately, it's only available, I think it's the US and Canada. If you are a huge fan of Spice and Wolf, this could be right up your alley. It seems very beautiful, very breathtaking. And I just wanted to share it because I'm like, wow, we don't usually get cool stuff like this. I feel like, at least not very often, where you're getting this high quality of a collector's edition that just looks so very nice. Now, let's talk digital for just a moment. I got actually a few things, but as I was scrolling on Twitter the other day, shout out to Lucy. I will leave her username right here. She had shared about on the VIZ Media app that the latest chapter of Fushigi, one of the spinoffs, it's not the main series, and it's coming back to VIZ Media. Now, at the time that I originally saw this tweet, she said it was 11 days ago, but that should be much shorter as of this time because I think when this video goes live, it'll be over a week. So sometime this week, or if it already went live this weekend, you should definitely be seeing that Fushigi chapter on the VIZ Media app, especially if you have been following. I think that this series has been on hiatus for a hot minute, so it's really cool to know that we are getting the latest chapter from Japan on the VIZ Media app. And that is not all. If you have been curious about last quarter, which just recently released, I think this past month from VIZ Media /JoJo Beat, it came out. It's by the same creator of Nana and Neighborhood Story. It is officially on the VIZ Media app. I don't know how many chapters, if it's the full first volume, if it's from the second volume, I don't know. But if you have been curious about this series, you can officially try it on the VIZ Media app, which is so exciting. I love how VIZ is bringing some of this newer shoujo and putting on the VIZ app because it has definitely helped save my wallet a whole bunch, and I'm very, very appreciative. Now, when it comes to the Manga Up app, I have not read this manga, but I have seen people talk about it, and I thought I would feature it, even though I know nothing about it, and that is Bride of the Death God. It says, in her final week, a girl seizes a chance at happiness from the Grim Reaper himself. This is not a shoujo manga, I believe. I think it's a seinen or a shonen, but again, everybody I've seen who's read it, the first person I know who said really high things about it was my friend Fire. she had mentioned how good it was. And then Shiva on Twitter/X, she mentioned that she wanted it physically printed. And so I was like, what is this? I was like, not everybody. It felt a lot of people were really, really excited. So I thought I would share it with you friends. I don't know how it is because I, again, haven't checked it out yet, but I did add it to my list of things to check out just because I'm so curious to read this after hearing so many good things. Like, I feel like things will get like on these apps and then we may not really hear anything for a few days, but then you know it's good when you hear, well, I guess it could be good even if nobody was saying anything, but I feel like it speaks a lot when you're hearing people start instantly sharing after that chapter has released or after, you know, it's been on the app. Like, that's always a really cool thing. And with that, let me tell y'all, okay, look, I have not checked out a manga on these Manga Plus. Yeah, on the Manga Plus app website. I think since You and I Are Polar Opposites or Dogs Red. I think it was actually Dogs Red was the last time I checked anything out on there. Well, literally right before I was filming this video, I happened to see a new tweet pop up saying that there was a new Gyaru manga on their website, on their app. And I was like, you know, I love Gyarus. Let me go check this out. Y'all, I read the first 3 chapters and it was so amazing. If you like You and I Are Polar Opposites and you want something along the same vein, this is one I would highly recommend. Oh my goodness, my heart was so incredibly happy after reading it. I was just like, please, Viz, print this because it's about a young woman. She wants to reinvent herself. She had a good middle school life, but she just wants to be as bright and flashy as she has seen the girls in manga. So she reinvents herself to be a Gyaru, and then she starts high school and things don't go as she planned. She's the only Gyaru, the only flashy person. She's like, oh no, this is not how it was in the manga. And then the male lead enters and he has blonde hair as well. Well, based off of the images I've seen, the Gyaru actually has pink hair, but it looks blonde when I'm reading. But anyway, sorry about that. But he comes in and he does have blonde hair. The images, colored images show that he does. And yeah, he comes in and he is a punk. He is that like delinquent vibes. And it's so funny because he also wanted to reinvent himself. Keep in mind, both of these young people here, they're top model students before they went and reinvented themselves. So they're trying to hide that part of their self and they really just want to make friends and they want to be cool and they want to have a sparkling life in high school. And I loved it so much. I was like, it's been a while that I've checked something out on there and was like, I need to keep reading because it was just so much fun and it was such a feel good and happy kind of story. And I'm like, I am cheering for you guys. I am cheering for you. So definitely go check it out. It literally just dropped this past Friday. It has 3 chapters out currently and I will be following this because I just loved it so much. It was so cute and I can't wait to read more. And speaking of new things that dropped, y'all, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. 7 Seas is the GOAT. They are the GOAT. Did y'all see the manga licenses from this past week? Specifically though, we're going to highlight the one that was the most exciting for the shoujo community because they are physically licensing. It takes more than a pretty face to fall in love. That is right. We're getting this finally physically. I cheered. I literally danced in my living room singing 7 Seas is the GOAT. My friend or my family thought it was a little bit weird, but that's okay. I was just so excited. I was so excited. I've wanted this one. I've done a flip through of the like visual book that came with one of the Haunted to Yume magazines. I've had this on my physical wish list for a good hot minute and it's coming thanks to 7 Seas. I am overjoyed, overly excited in the best way. I mean, it was just such a win. I really thought Viz Media would pick this up. They did not. We don't know why, but you know what? I'm like, I don't really mind who picked it up because I just know it's coming physically and I will be pre-ordering even though it's also coming out in February. And I'm just like, why? Can we choose March or May or April or one of those other months that's just not February where my budget is being blown times 10 right now, or at least it feels that way. That'd be a lot of manga, I realize. It's only being like double, but it feels like it's just humongous. But I will gladly make myself be over budget for this manga because we're finally getting it. It was just such a win. I'm so excited. And that was not the only shoujo related thing that we got. There is the audiobook of The Haunted Bookstore, which I have reviewed on this channel, even though I feel really bad because originally originally I thought the manga was a shonen, but it was a shoujo, and I was so very embarrassed because I didn't realize. I've heard amazing things about the light novels of this series, which we also have in English. I was very excited that this is coming because, again, I know people who've read the light novels and really, really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the manga. I did eventually send it to a friend, mainly because I just didn't feel like I would reread it again, and I've been trying to be a lot more strict on myself, like even more than usual with all of the amazing things coming out, because it's not a shoujo, but there's a manhwa that is coming out in February as well, and that is King the Land. So I know that this is a K-drama. I've had my friend Jess, she has talked about it, really enjoyed it, and it's actually been on my radar because of her. I don't remember when originally we talked about it or when she shared about it. I just know that I've had it at the back of my mind, and when then I saw the physical license for this, I was like, oh man, but it comes out in February as well. I was like, well, I want to get it, but I'm like, if I don't read it, because I really feel like with manhwa, like you can't go in blind because it's just too expensive to physically go in blind. Like you got to check it out on Tapas, and this one I believe is available either, I know it's in English digitally, on Tapas or Tappy Toon, so it's available to check out, but I'm like, if I don't check it out, then I can't get it. But I really want to know more about it because it's also by the artist that does Who Made Me a Princess, and though I haven't read that series, the art for that series is breathtaking. Absolutely beautiful. So this was definitely, I think, a huge win for the manhwa community. Thank you, 7Cs, very, very much for feeding us. Now, they're not the only one who had a new license announcement. We have a new light novel series that's coming out from Aditio Publishing. I hope I said their name right. And that is I Played the Substitute Too Well. Now, I don't know a lot about this one. I read a little bit of it before, and I felt like I wasn't fully piecing all of the pieces together. But then I saw the word villainess, and I said, that's all I needed to know. I love the cover. It's a villainous, we're done. And yeah, that is how it went on my TBR of something I really want to check out. It seems really fascinating and very, very curious how this story unfolds. I don't know if it is very popular. I don't know if there is a webtoon about it or anything like that, but we are getting a new light novel series. Stay tuned for this one. I don't believe that they announced, I didn't see an announcement of when this is going to be coming out, but it is coming and I will be seated for it. Now let's talk about a little bit of cover love here. My Love Story Volume 14, recently the cover dropped from Shoujo Beat. It looks amazing. I am still so very thankful that Viz Media decided to print this, or I should say slash Shoujo Beat, that they decided to print this in English. I was really afraid that we wouldn't. I mean, I do have the whole series back here. I'm missing one volume. I also have a review on this channel if you're curious about it. I really, really loved it, and I'm very excited to see all of the gang back together, but in college. I don't think that there's any other volumes after this. I feel like Volume 14 is the official and final volume. I hope that's correct. And I'm excited to see what happens. The cover looks so very wonderful. And that was not the only one, because they also did share the cover of Colette Decides to Die Volume 2. I do have Volume 1 on pre-order. Very, very excited for this. I've heard nothing but glowing things for this series, so I will eagerly be looking forward to getting this one as well. I think it's just going to be amazing, and it looks stunning. I really feel like Viz Media has just been knocking out the park when it comes to these Shoujo Beat covers. Like, it's been very wonderful. And not just that one, but Yen Press showed the latest cover of Honey Lemon Soda Volume 7. Kai looks amazing. I'm very, very excited for this volume. I continue to deeply love this series. It has been, Uka has just been amazing every single volume, and I admire her so very much. Not to be outdone, the last cover that I wanted to feature, I am blanking on his name though. I am blanking on his name, but the male lead from Father, I Don't Want This Marriage. This is being currently published by Inklore. It is a manhwa. I talked about Volume 1 in my latest August reading wrap-up video, and I love this cover for this volume. I wasn't a huge fan of the cover for Volume 1. I think when you get the manhwa, I feel like with the red on this one, I think it's really gonna pop. I think the guy's name is Max. I think that's his name. I hope that's his name. So I'll be staying tuned for this one, even though it also comes out in February. Like, oh my goodness, this is just ridiculous, but it looks fantastic. Now, speaking of manhwa, something I want to talk about, this is not related to the English manhwa, but Marriage of Convenience, okay? I just saw that in passing that the final chapter is actually releasing in Korea. It just released the episodes 140 and 141. They've been updated, okay, in Korea. the final chapter. Now, mind you, back in November of 2023, we got the physical license announcement from Eyes Press of this manhwa, Marriage of Convenience. And it's funny because the other day, somebody's like, did this even get licensed? Did I just misremember? I'm like, no, you didn't. This one, and the Villainess is a Marionette, I've had bookmarked since last year, just to remind myself that yes, we really did get this one. So I wanted to share, if you're reading the Korean manhwa or reading in Korean, excuse me, that, the final chapter has been updated. I can imagine it will be updated soon on Tapas or Tappytoon. I can't remember which one it's on because we do have it digitally in English. So if you're like, did I just misremember that? No, friends, you didn't. I was determined to show a screenshot of my bookmark so people can know it's coming. Just when is it coming, Ice Press? We would love to know, please. Oh, it was so exciting. At the beginning of last week, we had two anime that dropped, or two anime trailers, news announcements that dropped. And the first one was Dark Moon, The Blood Altar, which is a manhwa. It's available digitally on Webtoons, and we're getting physically printed from Eyes Press. It got an anime announcement. It's going to be streaming on Crunchyroll. I don't remember when. I just know that Crunchyroll is going to be streaming it. I am so excited. It's a very fun series. Honestly, why I love it is the action. The action's so intense and it's drawn so well. I'm here for it. And it's funny because last night I dreamed that I met the creators, aka the idol group, though in my dream I viewed them as authors, not as the idol group. And I got tickets. I brought my whole entire family, like my sister, her babies, my husband, my kids, my mom, all to go see them, trying to get them into manhwa and manga. And I dreamed that I shopped there. It was the coolest dream. And so I knew when it came to the anime announcement of the two I wanted to share today, had to share about Dark Moon. It is just such a fun, very engaging story with really great characters. I love the entire cast, like all the guys and our female lead. So I will definitely be staying tuned for the anime. I listened to one of their songs. I think it's called Fatal Trouble. I'll leave a link to it here. I love that song so much. I listen to it all the time. And so I'm very excited to hear them in the anime. It's going to be top notch. I have no doubts. Now, if you need some Villainess anime though, oh my goodness, y'all, I've had this manga on my TBR for years, and it's called May I Ask for One Final Thing. I believe that's the full title. It is getting an anime. It is getting an anime, and I'm so excited. It looks so good. If you want your Villainess to take charge of her life and beat people up, this is your girl. This is your girl. I was like, it's time for me to read the manga because I'm like, no way can I go into this anime without reading it when that has been on my TBR for so long. The trailer that they gave us or the teaser that they gave us looks so good. Usually I don't like, I guess maybe super overly aggressive heroine or villainesses, but I'm seated. I'm seated to see this woman, this Villainess take out the men around her. I'm like, let's see it. Let's see it. I'm here for it. So I'm really, really excited. I'm really hoping that somebody physically licenses, that they announce it at the New York Comic-Con that's coming up. And let's talk about that. The New York Comic-Con is coming up this October. I believe the dates are October 18th through the 20th. And it was just announced this past week of who was doing license announcements, or the panels, I should say. One that has definitely been confirmed is Eyes Press. And I'm very, very excited. I hope that means that we are getting more manhwa. I asked Belle, who is the person that shared about this, and I was like, is he on press doing anything? She says it hasn't been confirmed that they are. And I said, oh, it hasn't been confirmed. This is really, really weird. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if we got Eyes Press, we got Yen Press, but apparently that is not the case here. They're also going to be having a signing with a BL manhwa creator. So that is really, really cool. Kodansha's also going to be having some announcements, and I hope they're really good, because Kodansha has been really slacking when it comes to the shoujosei, community. I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, there's going to be on a Sunday of all things. So that was really interesting to know. But that Saturday, they're going to be having a signing or some kind of panel with the Witch Hat Atelier creator. So that is going to be really exciting as well. So hopefully something really good comes from Kodansha's panel. I'm going to share something after I share who the other publishers were that confirmed that they will be having license announcements, and that is Square Enix. They said they're going to be having some announcements. Let's go, because they have been amazing. And supposedly VIZ is going to be having some announcements. I don't feel confident that it's going to be manga licenses because in the past they've always done them online. I feel like we will get manga licenses, say that Friday on social media, and then they'll do whatever they typically do at the cons. But let's go back and talk about Kodansha. There are 2 different titles that could be up that gets an announcement that have been confirmed that they have been licensed in English by the creator. One of them is called Killing Line. As you can see here, the mangaka says, I got an inquiry about the English version of Killing Line, so I said yes. This is a mature josei manga. You can go to the creator's creator's page here on Twitter. It's her pen tweet. She has the entire first chapter available to read for free online. You also can go, I don't know what website is, my friend shared it with me, but you can go on one of the websites too and legally read the first chapter, and there's nothing that's censored because it was really good, but I was like, oh, that guy's had some things happen to it, if you know what I mean. It seems really interesting. I'm a little worried because it does have that mature tag marked on Baka updates, but the people who have shared about it have seemed very, very excited. And that's not the only one. In fact, I have the 2 I've seen. It's called Jean Bride, I believe. This one was also confirmed by the creator that she received an offer for an English version. She said yes, and that was earlier this year. So Kodansha might be sitting on that. And this one also for Jean Bride, there was an announcement, I think, by the creator saying that it was going to be wrapping up. She was working on the final chapter. Baka Update said that there's 3 volumes, so maybe this is a 4-volume series. I'm not fully sure about that, but that one is also a josei. I was looking at images of this and it seems very good. The art is incredible. The art is incredible. And the story itself seems very interesting as well. So I'm not saying that we're going to be getting those at the Kodansha panel for license announcements this year. It would fit based off of how things were last year, because I think last October when they had license announcements for when it came to shoujo and josei, I don't think we had any shoujo. It was just josei titles alone. And that seems to be their trend that they've really done this year, because we maybe got 2 different shoujo, I think, but majority of them have been all josei manga licenses. So that's something I thought I would just mention, that maybe we can have something to stay tuned for, especially for shoujo and josei, which have been lacking. Like, Kodansha, pick up the slack, please. Pick up the slack. Even if they don't. Thankfully, we have other publishers who are doing amazing, aka 7Cs, that are really delivering. There's so many fun things that are coming, so many beautiful cover reveals. Very, very excited. I hope that you are too, friend. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!